There you are. Good morning. Welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. And the reason everything fits, because when you're at the center, everything fits. I'm not wearing my partial lowers right now, so, see a little gap? Makes me look like an old geezer. Anyway, I digress. The title of this Zen Fit is It's the Pattern, Stupid. It's the Pattern, Stupid. Remember that from one of the Clinton elections when they said, it's the economy, stupid. It's the economy. And so it's the pattern, stupid. It's the pattern. Now, why can't we, when you see the pattern, you see through the illusion. Now, let's put it this way. When you see the pattern of somebody, you see their whole behavior in a nutshell. In other words, when you see people are, let's use the dance floor as an example. So you see a couple dancing, and they dance in a pattern. And the couple ballroom dancing, the dances have names. Oh, that's a waltz. Oh, that's a tango. Oh, that's a rumba. I took dancing lessons back in the 60s. They knew all the dances, the patterns, you see. So you dance in the pattern. The music comes on. Oh, well, that's a waltz pattern. You dance. The rumba. Oh, that's a rumba pattern. Of course, in the 60s, broke the pattern. And now the music comes on and you dance separate. But you dance in a pattern. You don't just dance out there. You can, but I mean, mostly if you get somebody to dance with, you dance like you're in a mirror. So there's a pattern, but they're separate. They're separate, so it breaks the pattern. But does it? So there's the illusion is that the pattern is broken. And so now I'm an individual dancing, you see. And so I'm not dancing the waltz or a rumba. I'm just freestyle, just dancing. But we want a partner. We want to dance with somebody. And so then, but there's still a pattern. Now, why can't we see the pattern? Because, well, let's go to quantum physics. So in quantum physics, a proton, a thing, is either a pattern, a wave. A wave is a pattern. Can't see it. You see the wave because it's a pattern. You know, like this, like that. It's a pattern. The pattern is empty of things. You see the wave. But then it says a particle. So a thing, a proton, or reality, is either a wave or a pattern, or a thing, a particle. So these are incompatible viewpoints. Which is it? Is it a thing, a particle? No, a particle is a thing in space-time. It's located. You can pinpoint it on the map. Has location, has form. Can weigh it, can measure it. If it's, you might taste it, shake it. You see, it's something. But then quantum says, well, this something is a pattern. It's a wave, but it's not something. So the wave is empty of things, you see. The wave is empty. There's no thing there. From the beginning, not a thing is, says Huining. From the beginning, it's a pattern. But then at the same time, the pattern is a particle. Now this is Zen. Zen says form is emptiness, emptiness is form. Form is a thing, a pattern is empty. So everything is a pattern from one viewpoint, or a thing from another viewpoint. But they're ambiguous. Aha! I knew I would get to it. They're ambiguous. So the pattern is the hag. You see the hag now? Here's her right eye. Here's her big old nose. Here's her mouth. The hag is the pattern. The beautiful thing is the princess. Here's her little eye. Here's her right cheek. Here's her necklace. So there you have quantum. And there you have Zen. The ambiguity where the hag is the princess is the hag. Now, which is it? Well, it depends on your perception, your viewpoint. It depends on where you stand. It depends on your viewpoint, or your outlook, or the frame of your mind, you see. But everything is its own opposite. So the hag is the princess is the hag. They're different, but you can't separate them. If you try to separate them, you can't erase the princess without erasing the hag. You can't change the hag without changing the princess. Oh, I don't, I don't like that eye. I can change that eye. Well, then you take away that eye. Well, you take away the princess's ear. Oh, let's take this off. But if I take the necklace off the princess, I take the mouth off the hag. So if you change the particle, you change the pattern. If you change the pattern, you change the particle. But consciousness can't deal with this because consciousness only sees one thing at a time. You either see the hag or you see the princess. Now this is an experiment. If you focus on the hag and just make your attention really zero in and fix the hag, you'll notice that the princess appears. And now the princess is there. And if you focus on the princess fades into the background and the hag appears. So it oscillates. So reality oscillates from pattern to particle or thing, you see. So we're all in real life now. We can talk about this objectively, about little diagrams and stuff like that. Or science. Science is the science of the objective. What you can see over there. You can study the dance when you're off the floor and you can watch the couple and they're dancing and you can name the pattern. But when you are dancing, what is the pattern? When you are dancing, which is life is the dance. When you're dancing in life, you can't see the pattern. All you see is the other person or yourself. So there's a dance of subjective, I am me, and when you're in the dance, you say, well, I want to lead. And the other person you see, which is the opposite of you, says, well, I want to lead. So now you got two. Now you've got the yin and the yang, each one saying, I want to lead. But only one person can lead, or else it's a fight. In relationships, look at relationships, marriages and particularly, they are a dance of opposites, each one wanting to lead. So marriages get into an arrangement. They're either constantly fighting, that's their dance. You go meet a couple and they're always fighting. You try to interrupt it, try to fix it, try to help them, they get mad at you. Get the fuck out of here. That's their dance. Or you get into some marriages and each one says, oh, now you lead, honey. Oh, no, you lead now. Or you decide. I decided yesterday, you decide today. Or you've arranged, well, you decide about things on the outside and I'll decide about things on the inside. We make arrangements to keep from killing each other. That's the pattern. We choose a pattern. We choose a dance. Some can't choose a dance, so they end up shooting each other or getting a divorce. Can't dance with you. You won't let me lead. You see? So if you get into marriages and relationships, it's all about Who's the decider? Who gets to lead? Who gets to say we're going to do it this way? We all have arrangements. We all create dances, you see, but we can't see the dance. And occasionally we slip up and forget it's a dance, and then there's an explosion. There's an explosion, you see. Sometimes, because men have more strength, sometimes the relationship will reach a tension point where the man just hauls up and knocks his wife out, the other out, you see. And she'll say, well, it was really my fault because she knows the pattern. Men are not good at seeing patterns. Women are. So this is really a key to understanding relationships, you see. And the understanding that the pattern is the thing is the pattern. So you see, when I view myself as a thing, when I view myself as something, when I view myself as a separate self, which is something, I can't see the pattern. All I see is myself. And if I do see a pattern, it's a false pattern because I see it so I can be in control. Well, I know what the pattern is. But the pattern, you see, the thing, the particle is conscious. The pattern is unconscious. So you get the consciousness dancing with the unconscious. It's like, it's like, but we don't see the ambiguity. We see one or the other. See, this is one or the other. You see the yin, that's something, right? And you see the yin dancing with the yang, you see the yin dancing with the yang, and the yin, this is a dynamic thing. It's like two koi going around, a snake eating its tail, the female and the male, light and darkness, good and bad, whatever you want to frame it. You see, so when we see the world from the particle or the sense of me or self, you see, it's always going to be conflict. It's always going to be a war. It's always going to be a dance where I must lead. You see, like sports, you know. Your team wants to lead. But sports is an arrangement. So you fight like hell for a year until finally one leads and I'm the one, and then you start over. So marriages and relationships like that. You get into a snit, you get into a fight, and it has a little explosion, a little eruption, and you know, like you get into confusion, clarity, and then it settles, and you kiss, make up, have sex, start over. We can fight, we can do the same fight another day, but it's going to be in a different situation. It's going to be in a different pattern, and you won't see it. You get blindsided. Oh, fuck, I thought we quit doing that, and here we are doing it again. And I was being careful. I vowed not to do that again. Fight, do that, and here again, it's happening again. It sucks you up. When the pattern gets going, it's like a vortex. Sucks you into it. Sucks everybody in the room into it. And you can't stop it until it reaches a saturation. And that saturation will usually be a point where it can't go beyond before you actually do violence to the other person. But if you look at the newspapers, then when you get in the newspaper, it's because you failed at compromise. Now, either you keep repeating the pattern over and over again, which Buddha called the cycle of death and life, death and dying and resurrection, the moon, the cycle of the pattern, the cycle of the team, the cycle of the seasons. You just do it over and over and over again. You just repeat the cycle, the dance steps over and over again. You step on my toe, I step on your toe, I step on your toe, I step on your toe twice. You step on my toe 3 times, I step on it 4 toes. Fourth time, Baba, and then everything gets exploded into an argument or a clash. And then it dies off, it's exhausted. And then it comes back tomorrow or the next day or the next time your cousin comes to visit you. There's always a next time, you see. So the cycle of birth and death is the cycle of the pattern. So how do you get out of the pattern? Well, you have to see it. But this is creative seeing. Creative, this is called awakening. You awaken to the fact that you are a pattern. It's not the other person is guilty and you're innocent. I didn't do anything. I was just doing this. And suddenly the pattern erupts. You see, and the other person is saying, I didn't do it, he did it. So in the pattern, in relationship, there is two, and the yang is blaming the yin, and the yin is blaming the yang. You see, each one is innocence from their viewpoint. But the truth is that both are guilty. Both are innocent. We are innocent in relationships, in fights, in patterns. Both sides are innocent, guilty. Not innocent or guilty. I'm innocent, you're guilty. No, I'm innocent. No, I did it. I'm guilty. You're innocent. That's not it. That's just continuing the pattern. It'll come again. It'll return, you see. And it'll catch you again because it'll be a new situation. You'll be seeing it for the first time. You'll be seeing it for the first time. So you get sucked into it again. You won't stop doing that dance, and it takes a long time to quit dancing because the pattern has inertia. The pattern has a karma. The pattern has a gravity, a hold on you, a karmic hold. It wants to repeat itself. You can't stop a truck on a dime. You have to let it die down. So you let it die down by constantly seeing it again for the first time. Oh, there's the pattern. I see. How do I see the pattern? How do you see the pattern? Well, it's seeing the pattern from inside the pattern. Can't see it after it's over. You can see the fight the day after and say, oh no, I want to do that again. You know, talk about it. You know, go to a therapy group. But you have to see it in the pattern. You have to awaken in the pattern. And if you awaken in the pattern, the clue that you are awakening in the pattern and seeing the particle and the pattern as ambiguous. You see the hag is the pattern. You see the princess as me. I'm a princess. The pattern is a hag. It's a curse. The hags curse me. The patterns cursed me. I'm innocent, you see, the princess. But when you awaken in the dance, in the pattern, you see that I'm the princess and I'm the hag. It's ambiguous. They can't be separated. They can't be separated. That's why they have their power over you. You try to separate yourself, but you can't. You can't separate. The princess can't separate from the hag. You see? But I can see when I'm in the dance with the hag and the princess that I'm both. And when you see that, the clue is that you begin to laugh in the pattern. You begin to laugh in the fight. You begin to see the absurdity. The absurdity of this dance. And you laugh while you're caught up in the pattern. You laugh because of the absurdity while you are caught up in a serious pattern. The other person may still be caught up in it, but you're beginning to break the hold. You're beginning to break the hold of karma, of the cycles of death and rebirth. You're beginning to break the hold of the patterns that have dominated your life. I hope this didn't distract you too much. Thanks for dropping in.